What is going on YouTube? Today what we're going to be doing is looking at the man that is part of the batter right in front of you on the screen, who is still available right now actually for the next 8 hours. Now by the time you watch this video he's probably going to be gone, but we're going to be having a look at the importance of Bardock in the meta for the Saiyan team and how to use our kits efficiently with main abilities and really just knowing what is at our disposal. Let's get into the video, guys. Alright guys, so looking at Bardock himself and what exactly it is that he does for this meta is going to be found in his main ability. Now going right into it, we have I will defeat you. Now I would just like to point out the whole 40% to strike damage inflicted. A lot of people kind of overlook this. This is a lot of strike damage considering he has a very high strike value at 56,000. So just kind of keep that in mind. But specifically we're looking at the fact that people are locked in for 10 timer counts. Now 10 timer counts is a very long time, as we're going to see in the match I'm going to show you, where I was having a bad game. You know, the guy was in my head. We were kind of exchanging blows for blows, but you know, I was falling for baits, and I kind of used this ability to give myself a mental reset, stop his momentum, right? Where he was just kind of abusing of my shortcomings, and especially with a hybrid team, he was punishing me really hard for mistakes. So this gave me that opportunity to say, hey, cut that out. I put him in the corner, put him on the defensive, and you can see how his game just fell apart as soon as I hit this main ability. So that being said, guys, don't overlook your kits. This isn't specific to Bardock, but you know, here we see that older units can be good. He has 30% to strike damage inflicted when 2 allies are down, similar to, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, to Gogeta, getting those buffs, 35% to strike damage inflicted for each down enemy. So that is what, 100% more damage if it is a last one-on-one, plus a 40% here that he's getting for popping his main ability. Now obviously you would have popped it before being the last man standing, but if for any reason you got 2 characters deleted, you can end up with a ridiculous amount of extra strike damage. Now moving into our match here, we're kind of just starting with you know, a few mind games here. I noticed that he's delaying a lot, so I end up getting him with the charge in here. What I didn't know is that when you use that ability, even though it does no damage, it actually resets his vanish. I'm learning that the hard way right here. So for any of you out there who didn't know that, yeah, that's what happens. Here I believe he wanted to switch vanish and failed it, so a little mistake here by him. It ends up making Goten dash instead of the next character vanishing. Here he gets me with that delay. So this is what I mean by he was getting into my head, right? I didn't know what to expect anymore because he was playing mind games, kind of delaying, sometimes he was attacking. So I ended up taking a huge amount of damage. I did lock him in before taking that damage, and this is where I'm going to get to the opportunity to come back, because now he gets me again with the delay, but watch what happens at this point here. I'm on the last second of that lock-in, and I end up catching him with a huge combo. Now, how this is going to be affecting the rest of the match, well, have a look. I catch him with the main ability off of Gogeta here, and I actually take down the Goten. If you'll notice the ridiculous power of Gogeta's main ability, I crit him for almost 800,000, by the way, if you want to freeze frame there. But moving in, now notice how he's on the defensive. He's not pushing forward. I actually predict the delay there because he's been using it so much, and he doesn't think to mix it up because I've, you know, completely changed his game plan here. And the match should have ended right off this Rising Rush. Unfortunately, he does guess it. So the match continues just a little bit longer. But you know, that whole exchange where he goes on the defensive, you know, he tries to Rising Rush me here, and just thinking about it for a quick second here, what he's used, and I do decide on the key blast, which is, it makes the most sense, and sure enough, it does end up being the card that he picks. So he predicts my Rising Rush, I predict his, and I end up killing him here with a nice little combo from Super Vegeta, and securing another kill with the main ability actually off of running out of cards. I was wondering how I was going to do it, and I realized he still had his main ability, so I do manage to clean up the kill here. But the main point that I want you guys to take home from this is that when you're using a team, whether it's the Saiyans, whether it's the androids, whether it's Regenerate, whatever, just obviously you guys know how I feel about the hybrids and how useless they are. You see how here he actually was outplaying me, so if we were to, you know, run through this match and put me on a hybrid team against his hybrid team, I was having a bad match. Plain and simple, right? Happens to everybody. He was in my head and he was getting me with the good delays and all this and that. But having that Bardock to kind of reset my state of mind, make him kind of give up his game plan, because he couldn't just, you know, keep switching, keep faking me out and stuff like that. He had to kind of take that punishment when I catch him on the last second, and that turned the match around, right? Because now he took a chunk of damage, almost dying actually on the Trunks, and he switches in Goten. I see the opportunity to remove a, you know, key piece of the puzzle there, and I go for the kill on the Goten. Now, from there, he has advantage disadvantage because he only has 2 units left. The Trunks is really low. You know, a lot of panic kind of settles in, right? And his strong mental coming into the match is now gone, and this all started with Bardock locking in that character and providing me the opportunity to make that play. And this is why, you know, when you see a lot of people keep Bardock at the top tier for individual units, for team composition, for all that good stuff, this is why, right? And you can do this with androids using, for example, 16. The fact that you can completely nullify someone's offensive, maybe you absorb their rising rush by cover changing, maybe you're down to, you know, almost no health, and you end up suiciding with your self-destruct in order to remove a key piece of the puzzle, right? And now all of a sudden they're saying, well, what do we do now, you know? It's one of those catch-up mechanics that each team seems to be slowly getting. You know, we saw Janemba that doesn't necessarily have to have his vanish up to keep playing. Majin Buu getting a kind of weaker, uncontrolled version of the lock-in. But that being said, guys, that was the main takeaway of the video, because a lot of people have been asking why I rank Saiyan so high, and why I hate hybrids so much. I just thought this was a great opportunity to show you guys of someone who was in my head. You know, early in the morning, I just want my adventure tokens, and this guy ended up giving me a solid challenge waking up. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. As far as the giveaway goes, just to give you a little refresher here, the 2 questions I'm going to ask you to put down into the comments. The first one is about Dokkan Battle. I've noticed that a lot of people who play Dragon Ball Legends are either still playing Dokkan Battle or came from Dokkan Battle, because the game has been out, I believe, much longer than Legends. I started playing Legends about 2 months ago, and I've never played Dokkan ever. I barely know what it's about. I just know that you're going to collect units and power them up, and I believe there are boss battles and stuff like that, so that sounds interesting to me. And I'm thinking of starting it. So would you guys like to see some Dokkan on the channel? Let me know down in the comments. You know, we have the opportunity of growing together, so I kind of want everyone's opinion that is already part of the channel. And the second question I'll ask you is what you guys think is happening in the future for Dragon Ball Legends, because now this week we have the PvP season ending. We have possibly a new banner, new content. You know, the Shallot event is ending. So lots coming this week. Let me know what you think is going to be happening on the reset for this week. Without further ado, guys, remember to subscribe, remember to like the video, and to comment your answers to be part of the giveaway, which will be ending at the end of November. And I will see you in the next one. See ya.